निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान्नः का प्रीतिः स्याज्जनार्दन पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैतानाततायिनः.
O Janardana, what joy can be ours in killing these sons of Dhritarashtra? Sin alone will possess us if we kill these felons. Arjuna's words are deeply thought-provoking. He keeps saying that even if he could gain control over all three worlds by killing his relatives, he wouldn't want it, so why would he desire a mere earthly kingdom? At first glance, this seems like a noble sacrifice, but it's not as simple as that. I once visited an old sannyasi who shared a song he had written. The song went something like this: Emperors, you may enjoy your golden thrones, but I am content in my dust. I kick your golden thrones, they mean nothing to me. I find joy in my dust. The entire song carried this theme, and the listeners were captivated. In our country, it's easy to be mesmerized by such words. They started nodding in agreement. I found it surprising. Seeing them nod, the sannyasi was pleased and asked me for my thoughts. I hesitated, but they insisted, so I shared my perspective. I said, no emperor has ever written a song saying, Sannyasis, enjoy your dust, we kick it. We are content on our thrones. Why? Because the emperor doesn't need to console himself. He's not envious of your dust while sitting on his throne. But the sannyasi, lying in the dust, envies the throne. His words are a way to comfort himself. Arjuna, in a similar way, is trying to console himself. Deep down, he wants the kingdom, but he says that even if he were offered the three worlds, he wouldn't accept it. He builds up this grand idea that if he can refuse the three worlds, he can certainly refuse the earth's kingdom. But the truth is, he doesn't want to give up the earthly kingdom. If Krishna were to offer him the three worlds, Arjuna would be in a serious dilemma. His words are a way of convincing himself, not a reflection of his true desires. It's interesting how we often deceive ourselves without realizing it. For example, seeing a neighbor's big house, we might say, what's the use of a big house? But if someone says that, it means they have considered it a lot. Otherwise, they wouldn't even notice the big house. They're consoling themselves because they can't have it. If they could, they would go for it immediately. But since they can't, they dismiss it. Arjuna's situation is similar. He says there's no value in ruling the three worlds, so what's the point of an earthly kingdom? And to kill so many loved ones for such a small gain? The idea of killing those he loves is what troubles him the most. This war is particularly difficult because it's not just any battle, it's a fight within one family. The Mahabharata's intensity comes from the fact that it's a family divided. The conflict isn't between strangers, it's between friends and less close friends. This division is not about enemies on one side and friends on the other, it's about close friends on this side and less close friends on that side. The lines are blurred. In life, things are rarely divided into black and white. Life is a spectrum of grey. There's black on one end and white on the other, but in between, black and white mix. Here, people aren't strictly enemies or friends, they're more or less friendly, more or less hostile. Life doesn't offer clear-cut distinctions. It's complex, and everything is relative. Arjuna's problem is that everyone on the battlefield is someone he cares about. This single family has been split down the middle. On both sides, there are loved ones. In any case, his own people will die. This is the pain of life itself, and this situation reflects the broader struggles we all face. So, Arjuna's dilemma isn't just about this particular battlefield, it's about the battlefields of life. Now, he's terrified. Drona, his teacher, is standing there, the man who taught him archery, who has been his most loyal mentor. Drona even cut off Eklavya's thumb for Arjuna's sake. And today, Arjuna must aim his arrow at him. It's a strange and painful situation. This family, once united by deep bonds, is now torn apart. But if we look at life closely, all wars are family wars because the earth itself is one big family. When India fights Pakistan, it's a family fight. The children we educated and nurtured are there. The land we once called our own is there. Everything is interconnected. If we fight China tomorrow, remember that India has given China so much. And China's preservation of India's greatest heritage, the teachings of Buddha, is invaluable. Tomorrow, we might find ourselves in conflict with them. But if we look deeply, the whole earth is one family, and all wars are essentially family conflicts. This is what troubles Arjuna, and it's a natural, human worry. His trembling is a natural response to this deep conflict. What's the solution to such a dilemma? One might think there are only two options: close your eyes and jump into the war, or close your eyes and run away. Both seem straightforward. Close your eyes, fight, and let those on the other side die. Or close your eyes and flee. These are the paths of least resistance. But Krishna proposes a third option, and it's not an easy one. The first two are familiar paths, but the third is the one Arjuna has never taken, and it's the most valuable. Whenever you are faced with two options in life, always consider a third. The third is often the most important because it's the one you haven't tried before. Krishna will suggest this third path, and we will discuss it further in next video.